everybody, this video took a lot of time and effort, so please hit that subscribe button, like this video, hit that notification bell, share this out with somebody who might find it interesting. I'd really appreciate that. I also just want to call out right here at the beginning, I am really sorry to Mjjc for mispronouncing their name as Mjcc for the entire video. I made that mistake, so whenever you hear Mjcc, just think Mjjc. Again, very sorry to Mjjc for doing that, but enjoy the video. Hey everybody, it's Ben in beta, and I've finally gotten my active foam cannon test kind of out of the way, a comparison video between these different foam cannons. I got my active accessories. It was really nice the day that they came, but I didn't have time to test everything out. I only had time to try everything out and just make sure it worked. After that, it was like 40 degrees or below, basically for about 10 days. I was able to get out and test this against these other foam cannons and just see how they work. But after I got finished, I wasn't sure that I had done a great job. So I decided to go out and retest everything again. So you're gonna end up seeing two different test setups. In the first test, I used both Incredible Suds and the Clean by Pan shampoo, just to kind of give you a comparison between those two. In the second test, I decided just to use the Incredible Suds because between the two with the same amount of shampoo, the Incredible Suds does give you better foam. That being said, Pan still gave great foam. It just wasn't quite as good, I would say, as the same amount of Incredible Suds. So in the second test, I only used Incredible Suds, just to be clear about that. So in the first test, I just tested all the cannons basically as they were, except the active said with my active 2.0, I should use the 1.35 orifice. So if you're not sure what an orifice is, these are orifices, or orifici. I don't know what the plural is of that, but these are some different orifices that would be inside foam cannons. And basically what those do is they kind of direct the water down to a specific size, and that's why there are different sizes. There's a 1.1, 1.25, 1.35, 1.45. All of those came with the active system. They recommended the 1.35 to be used with the active 2.0 because of the specific gallons per minute and the PSI. That doesn't mean it won't work with the other ones, but you could overtax active with using the wrong size because you're pushing more water through a smaller nozzle, so on and so forth. And if you watched my video of the unboxing, you saw that I showed how to do that, but I'm gonna show that again today just in case people wanna know. So in the first video you're gonna see here, we use the active foam cannon with the 1.35 orifice against the Mjjc and the Mjcc and the original active foam cannon I got with the active 2.0 just to see how they compared. And when I did that, I didn't really actually know what the different orifice sizes were of these cannons. In case you're wondering, because I'm sure that you are, the Mjjc has a 1.1 size orifice in it from the factory. The Mjcc comes with two. It comes pre-installed with a 1.25 orifice, and it also has a 1.1 if you want to install that. So where would you use these different orifices? I got the one that came with the Mjjc and the two that came with this. It's really about your setup. If you have a lower PSI setup, you can use a smaller orifice like a 1.1 like from this Mjjc, and it shouldn't be a big deal. If you're getting up to higher gallons per minute and higher pressure, that's where you might need to get a bigger orifice to let more water through. And that's what active is saying with theirs. To get the ideal results, the best results, and to take care of your active system, they want the 1.35. And again, I didn't know all that when I started this process. Now, all of these are something you can service the orifice on or change it out. And all you really need on these two is a pair of pliers like this or a socket of this size. And you just loosen it just a little bit. And once it's loose, you would take out this piece here. And then inside each of these, you're gonna see the orifice, and you just use a regular flathead screwdriver to remove those. You can see in this one, I've already installed the 1.35 orifice. So that's what that looks like inside there. Again, really easy to access, no problem at all. And you would just use your flathead to remove it. When you're done, hand tight is good enough. No problem there. You don't have to tighten any more than that. That's all this cannon comes with. There are no other accessories or anything like that. So just something to keep in mind. This cannon is only around that $50 mark, $50 to $60, depending on if you find it on sale or not. It is a nice cannon and it provides good foam. This will work great with less expensive pressure washers too, because it has that 1.1 orifice in it, and it works great with those less expensive ones to give you really good foam. Something to keep in mind. Then with the active, it's the same thing. You just simply unscrew this piece here. I did have to use the wrench to be able to do that the first time. Again, you can kind of see what this looks like, and I've installed on this one the 1.25 for testing. So you can see that everything's stainless steel in here. It looks pretty good. And again, nice and easy to be able to remove that. And then lastly, as far as servicing the Mjjc, this one's the easiest. You just twist this off. This is a quick connect like any other quick connect. So honestly, this is probably the easiest one of the bunch. If you did need to get into here, you could with a wrench again. I don't see a reason to do that. So it's designed a little bit differently. And then you can kind of see what this looks like. Now this is all brass inside here. So a little bit different than the stainless that you get in the active. And that's something to keep in mind. And they also aren't labeled, so you can't tell what you have in there. But this is telling me it's the 1.25 that was installed. And then it comes with this kit with extra O-rings here, as well as your extra orifice. And this is supposed to be the 1.1. So it comes with that, which is nice, right? So that's what that one looks like. So as far as ease of use of doing this, this is probably the easiest. And all the components here feel really, really nice on the Mjjc as they do on the active. So anyway, that's how you change the orifices and the components. That's how that works. This, I have no idea what size orifice it is inside here. It doesn't actually say anywhere. Most of these cannons just don't work very well. I also want to point out that I only did one test with this foam cannon, and the reason just being I had to use this gun with that. It just was kind of a pain in the butt. So you get to see what foam was like with Incredible Suds with this one. These three, I used Incredible Suds, and then I used the Clean by Pan shampoo. So let's get to what those results look like now. And today is the day many of you have asked about in the comments of my last video on the active accessories, and that was, how does it compare against the Mjjc foam cannon? Well, today we're gonna find out. We have the active. We're also gonna compare it not only against the Mjjc, but also against this Mjjc's foam cannon, and the original foam cannon that came with my active 2.0 pressure washer, and just see how it compares. I purchased all of these with my own money, so any of the opinions that I have on these are my own opinions of these systems. I don't have an affiliation with any of these companies either, so whatever subjective opinions I have about them are my own opinions. So just to go over these really quickly, this one came with my active system. I will be using the active gun that came with my active 2.0 system with this, because that's how it attaches. But we're going to check this one out just to see what kind of foam it puts out. Then the foam cannon I've had the most time with this year is this Mjjc's cannon. And this one here is around $50 or so. And it's a pretty basic foam cannon, but it is still pretty nice for the price point. I did replace this tubing from a different foam cannon that I had because this has a filter and the one that comes with it does not. So that's just something, if you end up purchasing one of these and it doesn't have a filter on the end, that's why. But I really like the wide mouth. That's made it really easy to fill. It's pretty well balanced, though it does tip over sometimes. This one only has 2 points of adjustability. This one adjusts how much foam it should be making, and then this one adjusts your spray pattern. And that's pretty much all you get for this one for adjustability. This cannon has no adjustability whatsoever. Whatever comes out is what comes out. So it's really about how you mix your foam in order to make this work. Then you've got the Mjjc. This one I've had a little bit of experience with. I've honestly only used this a couple of times. I just got this on a pretty good sale. This is really one of the best foam cannons on the market. I do like that it's completely see-through. I do like that it's clear because you can kind of see your liquid inside. It's very well labeled. It has a really nice kind of quick connect top. And then the tubing that it uses has a little weight at the bottom, so you're always gonna get all the way to the end of it, which I like. This one has 3 points of adjustability. So you can adjust how much foam you want to come out. You can also adjust which direction you want the foam to go, which is pretty cool, so that's nice. And then you can also adjust that spray pattern again, which is great. So this is about an $80 foam cannon normally, and again, I got it for like $50, $55, something like that on sale. And then lastly, we have the active foam cannon. This came as part of the active accessory kit. The entire kit is $300. It comes with the foam cannon, it comes with the shorty spray gun, it comes with a 50-foot hose and an extension wand. So it comes with a lot of different stuff, so that's $300. By itself, this foam cannon is $85. I like how wide the base is on this one. That is very nice too. This one's a full screw-on, and it does have nice labels on it. It's kind of a smoked glass sort of effect on there, of smoked plastic. It also has a really nice fill hose and a weight at the bottom, so you're gonna get everything out, which is great. This one is pretty much all stainless steel. This one has the adjustment. Again, this is very similar to the Mjjc. You got your adjustments up here for more or less foam. This one has a click adjuster in it. Maybe you can hear this a little bit. And that allows you to kind of lock in the position of what direction you want the foam to go, which is cool. And then this is nice and easy to adjust as well. It's nice and big, so it's a little bit different, a little bit bigger than Mjjc, a little bit shorter too. Not sure if that matters, but that's kind of how that works. What's nice about that is it means it's probably not going to tip over very often because the weight is more to the center, and that is nice. So that's pretty good design on Active's part, and this is pretty nice and easy to use. So that's what each of the foam cannons looks like. All right, then I also have two separate guns. I think we're just going to test everything with this Active shorty gun. But I also have a comparison video of the Active shorty gun versus the Mjjc one that I have, as well as the 50-foot hose and the Mjjc 50-foot hose that I have in an upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Hit that notification icon too. So that's pretty much what we're gonna test it with. And we're gonna be using my Active 2.0 pressure washer because that's the pressure washer that I have. Since this is about half the size of what these are, I'll probably put about a ½ ounce into this one of our shampoo, and we'll test two shampoos today. We're going to test Incredible Suds, and we're also going to test the Clean by Pan shampoo and just see if there's a difference between any of these as well. With these three, we're going to go right around 500 to 600 milliliters, and then about an ounce of product in each of these to see how those work. All right, with that being said, let me get everything set up and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we got a ½ ounce in this one, and then the rest of these are going to get an ounce. All right, mixed in pretty good. Then Mjjc gets an ounce. I love the color of Incredible Suds. I like how it smells. It can be a little messy sometimes. I understand there's a new formula coming out of Incredible Suds that's going to be a little less syrupy, so that'll be interesting to see what that looks like and if it performs as well. So we'll mix that one up again a little bit, make sure it's mixed in. Last but not least, the Active is going to get 1 ounce as well. And then we'll try Clean by Pan second, after we wash them all out really good. As far as filling them went, they're all really pretty easy. All right, mix this one up good too. So let's get things started with the foam can that came from Active. All right, let's see how the original accessory works and just see what you get with the Active 2.0. All right, so you can see it is foaming up and it's definitely gonna be doing a job here. So even this is gonna be good for washing your vehicle. It's still gonna get stuff off. This is not really what most people are looking for when they think of foam, but it's still gonna do the job and it's gonna get things clean. But that's what this looks like. And again, there's just no adjustment to this. You can't make it more or less foam or anything like that. That's just what it looks like. So that's what the foam looks like from the included cannon with the Active 2.0. And this is pretty similar to a lot of the more basic foam cannons that I've seen on the market that you get with like a Sunjo or Greenworks, that kind of thing. But let's see what the other ones look like. Wash everything off quick. Now we'll do the Mjjcs. And we're gonna run these at full foam. And we'll just try to get them adjusted right. Again, always pointing away when you start here. So foam's all the way open, and then we'll get what we want going on here. Okay, here we go. So we can see this is definitely really good shaving cream like foam. I mean, this is pretty great. So this again is a $40 cannon. Probably not more than what this is probably not more than what anybody else needs really. It's doing a great job. So once again, here's what that looks like. I have been really happy with this cannon, and I think a lot of people would be, but that's the Mjjcs. Let me wash this off and we'll move to the next one. All right, we're on to the Mjjc. mean, that's really thick foam. It's thicker for sure than the Mjjc's was. This is really what you want. I mean, this is the king of the foam cannons, right? But I mean, really good stuff. So when you pair a good quality chemical product, shampoo in this case, with a good quality foam cannon, this is what you would expect. And again, this is the best on the market. So one more time just to check. So if I was doing foam, chemical foam, this would easily be enough at 700 milliliters with that amount to get really, really good foam. I could probably even use less product, honestly, and still get good foam. Good stuff. I mean, this is a great foam cannon, highly adjustable, works great. Let's wash it off and see if the active can compare. This is the moment we've been waiting for, the active foam cannon. See if it's can match up with that Mjjc. All right, it's faced in the same similar direction there. Here we go. Again, I'll let you decide what you think, but it's pretty foamy. Maybe in between the Mjjc's and the Mjjc, but let's keep looking here. I would say the Mjjc might be a little bit more aerated than what this is, but they're really pretty close. This is definitely better than the Mjjc's was, but maybe not quite as good as the Mjjc. It'd be really close. Again, that's all subjective. I bought all this stuff, so it's all mine. That's just what I'm seeing. I'd be curious to know in the comments what you're seeing, what you think of each of these. All right, so I'll wash off one more time and we'll reload using the clean by pan just to make sure the results are similar or the same. All right, so now we're gonna try again with pans. So I cleaned everything out. We have the same amounts of water in here again, and we're gonna put 1 ounce of the clean by pan in here and see how it goes. And obviously this doesn't change as much colors, but we're gonna mix it up anyway. Man, I like this one too. I like them both. There's so many good shampoos on the market these days, and these are two of my favorites for sure. Now I decided not to do the first foam can again from Active. It didn't work that well anyway, and it's kind of a lot of hassle, but you kind of got to see the baseline. All right, Mjjc's. Again, we'll run through the same order. Mjjc's first, full foam. Make sure it's attached well, which it wasn't. Now it is. Here we go. So I would say this is runnier than it was the first time with the Incredible Suds. Incredible Suds is just really incredible for foaming. Now pan does say 1 ounce for good foam, which this is good foam, and 2 ounces for amazing foam. So it's just something to keep in mind, but that's what we're getting here with the Mjjc's. So this is really good foam. It's not as good as what we saw with the Incredible Suds, but not bad. All right, I figured I would do both sides of my vehicle. Okay, let's mix it up really good here and see how it goes. Again, it's really good foam. It's not as good as the Incredible Suds, but it's really good foam. It's gonna be getting all that dirt off of my vehicle. It is cleaning pretty well, so not bad at all, but not quite the same as Incredible Suds. And again, pan says 2 ounces instead of 1 for amazing foam. This is still good foam though. All right, so we're ready for the Active. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be somewhere in between what we've just seen, but we'll find out for sure in a minute here. All right, here we go. And that's pretty much what I would say. It's right in between the Mjjc and the Mjjc's. So I would say it's pretty much right in between those two. You're still getting really good foam, and it's covering really well. And I mean, this is still pretty good. All right, so you saw those results from that first test where this was using the 1.35, 1.2, 1.1. Honestly, they all gave you pretty good foam. Even this one wasn't terrible, but all of these were pretty good. The Mjjc did give you that more thick, sort of shaving cream-like foam, and it looks really good. It looks pretty cool the way it sticks to the vehicle. The Active was more in between, and the Mjjc's gave you the least amount of that sort of shaving cream effect. Now I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here, and that is I actually think the foam you get from the Active and the Mjjc's might be the foam you're really looking for. And the reason for that is while you want your foam to get on your vehicle and kind of stick, you do want it to run, and you want it to get all that dirt and grit and whatever's on your vehicle off of there before you go to rinse. So if you have too sticky of a foam, you're just wasting product for one, because that foam on the outside is not doing anything to help with your paint whatsoever. Whereas this foam is actually doing a pretty good job of getting to the foam from the outside as those bubbles pop and they're doing their work to emulsify all the dirt and then run off of your vehicle. And you can see then you have like dirt on the ground versus just dirt on your vehicle that you're washing off. So I would say, and it's gonna be a little contentious, that actually the Active and the Mjjc's might give you better foam for cleaning your vehicle, and the Mjjc gives you better foam for filming a cool video on YouTube. But I'd be really interested in the comments to know what you think about foam and which one is better. Is the foam that comes from the Mjjc with this really thick shaving cream foam, is that the way it should be? And I'm not telling you shouldn't prefer foam that way if that's the way you like it. I'm just saying I think the cleaning properties are actually a little bit better if it runs some and takes some of that dirt off of your vehicle. That's just my opinion. Even subjectively, I would say the Mjjc is the best at providing shaving cream-like foam. The Active is right behind it, still provides really good foam. And then the Mjjc's is behind that, with each of these orifices being different. So next, I want to do a test where the orifices were the same. So we're going to put the 1.25 in the Active and test it against the 1.25 here. And then I'll also put the 1.25 inside of the Mjjc's and then see if there's any difference as well. So we're gonna try the 1.25 in all of these and the 1.35 in all of these. 1.45 is getting a little bit kind of big and it's gonna give you less good foam. And the 1.1, while it works pretty good in the Mjjc's, it could actually do some damage to my Active 2.0. I don't wanna do that, but we will try those and just see how that worked out as well and see if there's a winner or loser between those. So that's what this looks like. All right, so I just wanted to show you what the Active foam can looks like with a 1.25 orifice in it with 700 milliliters of water with 1 ounce of Incredible Suds. So it's exactly the same dilution as before. I just have used some of it already doing another video. So this is gonna be the Active foam can with a 1.25 orifice and the Active 2.0. So if you want a little bit more foam from the Active, just use the 1.25 orifice. This is really good sticky foam, just like you'd get out of the Mjjc, I think. Now they're the same, right? This has the 1.25 and so does the Mjjc. Just to check that out, I'm gonna use this same exact solution in here. All right, here's the Mjjc. This has that 1.25 orifice already in it. So let's check that. So I would still say it's a little bit better maybe than the Active, but really pretty similar. Honestly, they're both pretty nice and sticky. But there's a little bit left. Let's change it out and try. Now we are going back over the top of that, but I mean, they're really, really close. Honestly, I think the Mjjc might be a little bit thicker, but this is the kind of foam I want in order to get a lot of gunk off of my vehicle. So I would have no problems with this Canon, the Mjjc, or the Mjjc's really, look at how it's just going to be pulling all that off of there, and that's what you want. You want it to pull everything off. So I think the active is probably better for cleaning your vehicle, and the Mjjc is kind of cooler for Instagram, that kind of stuff. That's my personal opinion, but that's just what I see. Let me rinse this one more time, and we'll try the Mjjc's with a 1.25 orifice as well, and a 1.35. So the Mjjc's now has the 1.35 orifice in it. I do expect this not to be quite as good, but let's see what happens. All right, here we go. All right, so there you have it with the 1.35 at the same dilution. It is pretty runny, but this is again fine for being able to clean your vehicle. There's still bubbles in here, so it's still doing the job it's supposed to do. But let's put the 1.35 inside the Mjjc and see what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna use the Active's 1.35 orifice in the Mjjc, and I'm gonna use the Mjcc's 1.25 inside of the Mjjc's just to see how that works. All right, so I'm gonna do Mjjc's on this panel, then I'm gonna do the Mjcc on that panel just to see what that looks like. Here we go. And I'll be using the same mixture, so. So Mjjc's still is pretty drippy. Not bad though, again, it's gonna be pulling all that dirt off, so it's gonna do its job. But let's check the Mjcc. So Mjcc now with the 1.35, that Mjjc's had the 1.25. So you can pretty much see the Mjcc has really good foam, and actually with a 1.35, I kind of like how it runs. I would maybe consider running the Mjcc with a 1.35 because of that. Looking pretty good though. And quick comparison one more time to the Active. All right, Mjcc with the 1.35 on this side, Active with the 1.25 on that side. So again, if you run that Active with a 1.25 orifice, you're gonna get that really thick foam. It's still running though, it's still pretty good. This is actually pretty good for Mjcc, but I'm gonna throw in the 1.35 one more time back into the Active and just see how that works. 1.35 back in the Active. Last test, and we'll let you draw your own conclusions, and I'll just give you what I think. I mean, this is just really thick foam and it's still running. I kind of prefer the 1.35 in both the Mjcc and in the Active. And I think the Mjjc's is just fine the way it is. It's fine. But I actually kind of prefer this. I like that it's running off. You're still getting really good foaming action, and it's taking off everything that it should in terms of like dirt and debris. And I like that, it's carrying it off the vehicle. So if you like super foamy stuff, I think, you know, definitely go for the Mjcc. It's more foamy. Or use the 1.25 in the Active and you're gonna get really, really good thick foam. If you prefer a little bit runnier foam to try to carry all that dirt and debris off of your vehicle and not kind of wasting product, I think using the 1.35 is the way to go. Or that Mjjc's cannon is pretty good too. So it's all up to you what you think you should do, I think, but I do like this personally. This is my favorite. The Mjcc with the 1.35 or the Active with the 1.35. I like that it's carrying the dirt and everything off of here. That's just my personal opinion, but you can have your own. So where does that leave us? I don't know. You have to decide. Let me know in the comments which one you like best and which way you would go. These are expensive. Do you think this is the way to go because it still gives you great performance for less money? I think that's a great way to go for most people. If you want to spend a little bit more for premium stuff, which one would you prefer? I think a lot of people are going to choose the Mjcc, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually really like the Active. I would use any of these cannons, and I probably will use a different one each time I wash, just for fun. All three of these cannons are gonna give you great foam. The cannon that came with the Active 2.0 isn't very good. It'll give you some foam and it's better than nothing. But if you purchased a pressure washer recently and it came with something like this and you're not happy with it, any one of these three are gonna be good. I will leave links to the description to all the products that I'm talking about in here if you decide you want to pick some of those up. If you do use an affiliate link, I do appreciate that. It does not cost you any more, and it does benefit my channel. In some cases, I even have coupon codes depending on what it is. These types of videos take a lot of time and effort to make, so please hit the subscribe button. Like this video if you found any of this information helpful. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, live your life in beta, and we'll see you next time.